Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Allison Cruz, and it's with extreme excitement that I welcome you back to quite possibly our last adventurous outing with our dear protagonist, Mr. Cuphead, here in the Inkwell Isles as we stare down the barrel of a casino that is loaded and ready to go, and also holds the lair of the devil himself, but we'll talk about that later because we have one last obstacle ahead of us. And on top of that, news just broke that there is going to be a free update, a patch that's coming April 18th. And not only will this have new art and animation, but they actually are going to let you choose to play as Mugman, which I think is kind of neat. And on top of that, the biggest thing of all is probably the fact that it's going to be released for Switch. So if you have that and not this game, then I highly suggest picking it up. But we have one last confrontation, and that's with the Phantom Express. So you know what? We're gonna do it. I'm excited. Oh, also, load screens will be drastically reduced, so I'm excited for that because we'll be seeing a lot of that here soon. Anyways, phase 1, we're gonna be taking out this ghost that is trying to keep us from hijacking this thing. He's gonna be shooting his little eyeballs at us. This is like that monster from Pan's Labyrinth, except he has, you know, his hands holding his eyes. How dare you, sir? So we're gonna be careful because if any of these bricks of soap end up falling on those levers, it'll cause the platform we're on to move, and that might be bad if we're in the middle of a fight. But phase 2, we're gonna show off something a little bit different. So this is the giant ghost super that we obtained, I think in the last part, and a lot of people complain that he's really hard to use, but if you hold the right bumper to stand in place and just aim with it, because it'll move wherever you're moving, then it's really easy to control, and this is actually probably one of the only fights where it's useful. So this guy is done. Perfect. The dead conductor will cease to conduct. Phase 3, actually I think we might be able to get off another giant ghost. That'll be good. So be careful what side you're on because these guys are going to be spitting out some lightning. Not good. So same thing right here, we're just going to go and activate them, get them both. Yes. There we go. And these ghosts that are coming out of the engines will actually have skulls for some reason. And those will basically serve the same purpose as the pumpkins. You stop it? Alright. So we're gonna go this way now. And take on the final form, which is the engine itself. And this is why I brought the chaser. I don't think I mentioned my loadout, but chaser. And coffee. Because you never need to leave this area, like this platform. So I switched it out for the coffee, just for a little bit of gains. I don't think we'll use another thing quite yet. No real need to, because all we get is a force field. But this is just easier to deal with because you have the fire and the hoops that are getting shot at us of bones. Come on, come on. And there we have it. Learning curve is not too bad on that one. It's a little harsh at times, but once you find a rhythm, then you'll be fine. So, we have become the mayor by obtaining an A rank or higher on all bosses on the 3rd Isle of Inkwell, which is great. There's our A+, and we earned ourselves a trip downtown. Every boss is done, which means we only have one man left in the coalition of demons we need to take on. And I guess technically two, because Dicehead, he's kind of a jerk as well. Something else that patch is going to fix are these lengthy-ass load screens. As you can tell, this one doesn't seem like it's doing too great. Xbox One X Enhanced, huh? There we go. So there we go. Our path has been cleared, and we've earned the final soul contract. Unless we get the one for Dicehead, but I don't know that we do. I think we just kill them. We don't just steal their souls. But anyway, with that having been said and done, let's step inside Inkwell Hell. Whew. To yet another cutscene. Wonderful. Oh man. Yeah, so this part actually took me a little bit to practice, so if this video comes out like maybe early April, I apologize. Just been busy with other stuff and hadn't had a chance to play, but this place is so morose. Luckily there's our final gold coin here to soothe us over. We've collected every single one, as evidenced by the achievement. Thank you. I was thinking, oh man, what if I missed one? That would be the worst. But before we head inside and spend all of our earnings, let's go and probably suit up for a minute. I think I'm probably just gonna go with the charge. That's gonna be the best thing that we can have for us. I'm Not gonna go with the ghost though. He's only good for that one level. The energy beam is pretty useful, and then we're obviously gonna switch to the smoke bomb because for as useless as I said the coffee was, it's actually come to my aid more times than it hasn't. So that just goes to show. You can't shit talk everything. So yeah, we're gonna go and buy the last 2 of the items that we can from good old Oinkman, and life will be good for us just to have that under our belt. But also so we don't have all this heavy change in our pocket as we go about into the wrong direction. Don't worry about me, I know exactly where I'm going. Alright, listen, pork rind. I have one last favor to ask of you. I need you to provide your merchant services to my aid because I now have the money to pay you. So, Twin Hearts, you could probably put this to extremely good use in other fights. The weakening of the attack power isn't so severe to the point where, there we go, beautiful achievements left and right. I'm a butter and egg man. I understand that reference, but it's still kind of weird. But having the additional hits are really good, and something that's unique about the fight with Dice Head is the fact that you can get up to 3 additional hearts. Now, something I didn't make note of in the fight with the giant ghost is the fact that when his power runs out, he leaves a heart behind, and it'll refill your health, but it won't increase it beyond 3. In this stage, you can go above the threshold. So if you go in with Twin Hearts, you'll get 5. And if you get all 3 hearts, you could potentially have up to 8 hits before the game will be like, dude, there's no way you could ever have more than 8. And probably does some weird stuff. So keep in mind, this is a good place to get a really good score on that. Because ladies and gentlemen, as we enter the casino, all bets are off. And it's against King Dice. You can't go simple on this one, folks. I'm telling you right now. Well, looky here, you actually pulled it off, but you've made me lose a bet. And for that, you ain't seeing the boss just yet. We're gonna play a little game first. It's called Abduct the Child and Strangle Him. Probably. Oh, dark. So, here we have a giant roulette, and we're gonna be hitting every single one of these, because there are 9 mini-bosses here, and don't worry about time, because the game takes into consideration that you're fighting all these bosses, and it'll grade you accordingly. So, starting off, it's the long-lost distant relatives of Cuphead. Not only is it Mug Uncle and Drunk Aunt, but it's also Creepy Grandpa and his bottle of brandy. So, the thing about these mini-bosses is that they're really easy to learn. Typically, if there's multiple of them, they'll do the same thing over and over. So she sends off her martini buddies. He just spills things on the floor and you get water shed upon you from above. And by water, obviously, I mean whiskey. So these guys can actually shoot those at you, so it's nice that we're able to get that early, but I would not worry about parries at all. If anything, the only thing you have to worry about is surviving. If you get to the end, I mean, it's good. It's nice. So you can see above the numbers, if there's a heart, if you beat that stage, or I guess if you just enter it, then you'll get the extra hit point. So that's really good. So round 2 is, if I do recall, it's not the cigarette man. It's another easy one. Who are you? Oh yeah, it's the Chips. How's it going, man? So I do want you guys to kind of pay attention to the backgrounds in these stages because they are among the best in the entire game. This one's really good because it's obviously just a bunch of skeletons and doing their weird business in the back, one's smoking a cigar. And this should kill, right? There we go. I was gonna say, that guy was taking a bit of a beating. I don't know how I feel about that, but he's dead now. But yeah, they are especially fantastic in this stage, and I'm really looking forward to what the April 18th patch will do. So, if anything, that'll probably end up fueling my desire to replay through the game in video format on Expert with Mugman. It just makes sense, right? And if that's something you guys want to see, let me know. I don't know if people have been watching this, so we'll see. But here we go. So look at this one. Look at that background. That's insane. It's surreal. But this guy's really easy. Basically, what you want to do is watch out and switch sides every time he decides that he wants to disintegrate himself. He'll be reborn out of ash into ash from Dust to Dust and other David Bowie songs. So, yeah, I mean, it's relatively easy. If anything, it's just time consuming, and that's mostly the thing you're going to want to be careful for. Okay, this is a bad idea because now I'm full on my powers. There we go. I didn't really want to be, but look at that. This is getting squished. That's a giant ass cigar, man. That would send 100 people to jail in 1990s, you know, America, or whenever having Cuban products was illegal, specifically tobacco. So you do have a safe spot. It's really good to, you know, be safe for, but it just guarantees you have to fight at least 3 people if you want to get through this area, or maybe 4. My math is not good. But let's start with this one. Obviously, the enemies are going to start getting a little bit more difficult and dickish, especially when we start getting into the flying stages. And this one's really weird, this domino couple. Don't know what they're all about. Ooh, I thought I was really too close for that. But the thing that annoys me about this fight, oof, alright, that was really lucky, is the fact that the bottom of the stage is constantly moving and there's those spikes. Don't like those. But we'll go down pretty easily, especially when they're just kind of canoodling in place as they are. There we go. And this death animation, I love it. It's like, you dum-dum! How dare you? You are in charge of the projectiles, yet you failed. You are a miserable other half. I should have never been joined with you. Alright. So as you can tell, I'm getting ones every time, and that's because if you can time your parry with Dice Head, or is his name Dice Head? I feel like that would only make sense. Every time he claps, it'll start initially at 1, and then it'll go 1, 2, 3. So, or 1, 3, 2. It's weird. But, yeah, this guy's actually real easy. Not this one, though. Okay. When he does that from above, which he never does, that's just bad news. Okay. So, pretty self-explanatory. He'll be in the same spot, and all we have to do is avoid him. Having Smoke Bomb, this is probably one of 2 great bosses to have it on, if not only for this move. So, you can climb out of it, obviously, or just jump. But, yeah. There we go. Finished. Dunzo. Little rabbit in the hat. The irony is that he is the magician himself. Therein lies the comedy of errors and such. Alright, cool. So we haven't gotten hit yet, but in, I think, fight number 7, we probably will. So, this one actually, hold on, why am I getting all of these confused? You are not going to be the magic 8-ball, but this one, no. Okay, the biggest problem I have with this fight is not the fact that, you know, we're flying and trying to kill him like this, but along the bottom, the racing dead horses will actually have a blue sheathed phantom, like you can see here, and god damn it, he always hits me. And that's not even the problem. They're easy enough to avoid, it's just the foreground is egregiously just, you know, spiteful of your vision. It's the worst. There we go. Damn it. Really wanted to get through that without taking a hit. I worked on it, you know. That's why this video took so long, is because I keep getting hit by stupid shit. Oh, that's okay. That's fine. As long as we end the stage with at least 3, you don't get penalized. So keep that in mind, because that's kind of a cool thing. Anyways, last 3 fights here. So number 7, here we go. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Whew. Wait, which one was this? Number 7. Oh, that's right. This one is extremely forgettable. So this is great to have the smoke dash for, and that's because you can go right through her when she prances on by. Otherwise, the game expects you to use the poker chips to parry those and use them to jump over. But the thing about that is it takes like a quarter of a second before they'll revert back to being unjumpable upon. So I wouldn't recommend it because it's just not worth it. Look you could do this for days and then, oh, I guess that's a little longer than I thought, but when she's running back and forth, you can't do enough damage. So I just use the smoke bomb. There's no reason for you to, you know, bypass that whatsoever. Cool. All right, Magic Phalanges Man, what do you have for us next? I think this is the Magic 8-Ball that decides he wants to puke black ooze on us. Ugh, that Billie Eilish music video. All right, here we go. This one can actually be deceptively difficult because he's got a couple of buddies that will jump in from the sides. I always thought that they were like pool cue, like dusters or whatever, you know, the blue things that you put on it. I never understood what that was for. We used to have a pool table at our house. That's cool. We'd call it billiards, and then we would laugh at how dumb that sounded. You say, we're playing pool, and that's the part of America we're from. And then there's an 8-ball to represent it, so yeah. There we go. All right, that actually wasn't too bad. Usually the little duster things, I don't even know what you call them, the chalk, it gets you in such a way, I don't know. And just like every other boss gets you, you know? Okay, as much as I'd love to skip this last fight, we gotta do it. This is easily the most egregious offender of a disrespect to your time that any boss could have. And those of you who have played this know my pain. For this completely optional boss, we've got ourselves a monkey, and he's really annoying because, as you can tell, you're going to have to match cards, memory cards, in order to get a chance to fight this guy. He can only be hurt in this phase, and once you do enough damage, the cards return, and you have to find a pair again. So every pair you miss, the monkey will get faster and more hectic. And I cannot emphasize how annoying this fight is. Just skip it. Because doing this as quickly as you can... Oh, that's not good. He's speeding up. I forgot already. I maybe shouldn't be talking while playing this game. Okay, that was you. There we go. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what I was talking about. Just skip this guy. Just skip him at all costs. This fight, when you do it, you know, perfectly, without cheating, I should say, actually takes longer than most other regular bosses. So keep in mind, you're gonna be here for a second. Uh-oh. Is that... Nope, wrong one. This one's annoying. Was that the same one that was... Okay, it was. There's one where Dice Head will be on the left instead of right there. There's a very minor difference. The fact that it only shows up for a split second is not good. Alright, listen, Mr. Buddy, I don't appreciate you. Didn't appreciate you in Little Nightmares. So, get out of here. There we go. That was easy. So yeah, just make sure you avoid getting hit and you'll be okay. It's not hard, but it's just time consuming, you know? And this one you can't even tell, but there you go. Alright, last phase. Let's do it. And when you get to the end of this fight, it's probably a good idea to mostly have full card powers, just so that we'll have a good time with Dice Head himself, because believe it or not, it's got to deal with his ass, so... Oof, oh my god, I should have gotten hurt by that. Alright. Thank god for poor hit detection. Man, I love the death animations in this, man. They're so good. I'm so excited for that patch. Oh. Alright, so we still have a chance to start over, but we're not going to because you're a master at doing everything that needs to be done. So we need a 2 to get to the end. A 2 or 3, I should say. So as long as we don't get a 1, we'll be fine. So just get the 1 that is 2 away from it, and you'll, you know, you'll be perfect. Okay, so let's concentrate for a second here. Ideal place to get your parries. Perfect. So this is basically all he can do is send his little card cronies at you, and they're not too terrible to time on. Just gotta make sure you do them right, and just keep hitting them with supers, and you'll be fine. So he just kind of takes a minute, so... No! I hit that! Oh, man. That's silly. Alright, I don't like being... I do it loud enough to... time. There we go. Done. And we did it. We took on the Devil's Lead crony himself, Mr. Dice Head. Oh, yes, rolling 6s. Wait a minute. Defeat King Dice without taking a hit. I think I took a hit there, didn't I? No, but we were still above 3 health, so technically, threshold met. So the casino has been completed, and it took us 8.5 minutes, not including load times, so this is gonna be a fun-length episode. I can already feel it. There we go. Golly gee, a perfect score. Yeah, you don't say. love the little jig. It's so good. I wonder, does Mugman have his own special gig at the end? Because I know they were talking about having different before battle animations. I don't know if you guys noticed Cuphead always pulling up his pants, you know, to cover his junk and all, but man. So we did it. A+ in everything thus far, and my foot is falling asleep. That's great. So before we head on over there, I think there's one last order of business to do, and that's to probably switch up our weapons. I'm gonna go with the spread and the pea shooter for obvious reasons, which you'll see, and that's probably it actually. I've got everything up to this point so far. So we could just take a look at our lovely checklist. A+ is all down the line. All those lovely times. Oof. Damn. So satisfying. Oh, I love seeing that, especially in this game. I used to think this game was extremely difficult, but, you know, once you figure it out, then life is good. But that being said, let's make some bad decisions in one hell of a time. Starring the devil himself.
Well, 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 look how far you've come. Not only did you bust up my good-for-nothing lackey King Dice, but I see you've got my soul contracts. As agreed, hand them over and join my team.
Well, we did have a deal.
You're mine now. We're gonna have a hell of a time down here.
Uh-oh. I have a weird feeling that maybe we weren't supposed to do that. Our sincere appreciation to the members of our team whose loyalty and creative endeavor made possible this production. We just beat the game! We sold out. We gave in to the devil. We're really bad at our jobs. And we now get sad credits music. Thank you guys so much for watching me play Cuphead, you guys. I appreciate it so much. But obviously that's not what we're gonna do. Also, you can speed up credits. That's wonderful. No, obviously that's not how the game is supposed to end. We're supposed to stick it to the man himself. The man being the devil himself, at least. And, you know, we gotta save the souls of the inhabitants of Inkwell Isle. Otherwise, you know what? We're bad at our job, so trying again. Alright, you know what, Mr. Devil? I do not agree with your methods.
Well, it's not me just like all the others, and I'll teach you for backing out of a deal. How about you?
Well, thank you. This lovely cutscene would beg to differ, unfortunately. I notice this one is particularly long, but that's okay because it gives us time to prepare. This fight is insane, and I'm not even going to be able to get close to explaining all the little intricacies and differences in attacks he has, but just take it from me. This guy's a dick. Alright, so starting off, let's see what he does. The worst move. He turns into a giant weird snake with a crazy long neck, and that is the way we can attack him. This is why you want the spread, is because it deals a lot of damage up close, and this is bad. There we go. Okay, that is weird timing. If he does that move first, you're pretty much screwed, because getting out of it is easier when you use one of your supers that lets you float for like an extra second. So that's nice. That is one parry that we have on there, and also I don't like it when he does that multiple times because I want to be able to use my super beam. Oh, here we go, phase 2. All right, just having an out-of-skin experience. So as we revisit Wario Land Shake It, here we go, down to the bottom. Second parry, no, there we go. If that bomb explodes, it's really unfortunate. Oh, no. Oh, thank God for invincibility. All right, watch out for the flaming chips and avoid the rotating axes. They do not want to axe you anything. So what we're still looking for is the final parry. This is where things can get bad, because phase 3, he will destroy the outer rocks, and it makes moving around really difficult. So he's got friends that are gonna shoot stuff at us. I'm gonna keep the one on the right alive for the time being. Oh no, because he can actually shoot pink skulls, and that would be nice to have. But he's oscillating, and that's not fun. Can you activate? Oh no. Alright, we have one last ditch effort. His tears count as parries. I don't remember if they have to be pink though. He's almost dead. Yes, no. Did that count? I don't know if that, did I do the thing? Because even if you go after the knockout, oh please God. We're the king. The king. Yes, we did it. We did it. Oh, wait a minute. Swing, what? Wait, we got, excuse me, game? That's supposed to be an A+, I think? Robbed again. Oy. The brothers had triumphed over the demon, forcing him to finally give up. We shall accept your surrender, devil. Cuphead laughed, but we're not done just yet. And with that, Cuphead and Mugman destroyed all the soul contracts, releasing Inkwell Isle's residents from eternal servitude to the devil. Gosh, I can't wait to tell everybody, Cuphead said. The boys set off for home and at top speed. Come on, last one there's a leaky cup, Mugman teased as they ran. Once home, the brothers gathered everyone together. You're all free of the devil's debt, Cuphead announced, and that fiend won't bother us again, Mugman added. The Elder Kettle was literally brimming with pride as everyone began to cheer. Let's hear it for Cuphead and Mugman. Hip hip hurrah! Hip hip hurrah! Look at all of us so happy. As an all-day celebration began, the brothers promised to never wander into trouble again, and they didn't. Until the next time, of course. But that's another story. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure through Cuphead, as we receive the sincere appreciation and credits music that we so deserve, as well as an achievement signifying our amazing prowess in beating the game on normal, which is not quite an easy feat considering not a lot of people have done that. But ladies and gentlemen, I've had so much fun preparing and rehearsing to play this game with you guys. I highly recommend it. It's got so much style in it and it's so endearing. I absolutely enjoy it. It's so satisfying, even just going back and watching footage from earlier videos of me going through and like just barely snatching a victory at the last second or something. I mean, a lot of the boss fights actually haven't really been my best performances with them, especially some of the earlier ones. But I tried to do some other setups in this that I'm not comfortable with, and you know, it still ended up working out fairly well. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I would highly recommend picking it up, especially if you're a Switch user and you don't necessarily have an Xbox to play on, which is what I did. But since you can, you know, map the buttons, then it actually ends up being a little bit easier to, you know, configure things to your liking. So that's why it worked for me. But the song is so good. I don't know why they had to hide it behind, you know, a speed up button and in the credits, which I don't think anything is beyond this point, but damn. Look at all these ragtime dances. A tap dancer was in this game. I didn't know that. But there we have it. It's the end. There's nothing else after this. There's no more for people. They just need to go home and leave. We beat the game on normal. What else is there left to do? Well, for starters, check it out. Our file is 100%ed and it has a star. That means we did pretty damn good, I'd like to say. But our time in Inkwell Isles is not over. I mean, it could be over. Just let me know if you guys want to see another round through of this with Mugman so that we can see some of the differences in animation. Some of the fights are a little bit different. They said they tightened up a lot of things, but because we've beaten the game, we now have an expert difficulty, which means the game gets significantly more difficult. Believe it or not, expert is a much higher jump in difficulty from normal than normal is from simple, which if you guys have played the game, you'll know that that jump is pretty egregious. It's bad, and I've been practicing some of the expert fights and they are obscene. Even me trying out, you know, obviously I've gotten better as I've played this more and rehearsed more for the project, but this is just insane, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it as easily as I did these ones. Because for most of these videos, I sat for maybe like half an hour beforehand practicing each boss and then being like, okay, this is easy. Have a couple of, practice recordings and commentary runs and just, I know where the dip and the transitions are and the boss fights to kind of get a word in edgewise, but Expert is going to be no laughing matter. And I'm looking forward to playing it, but as far as making videos goes, I feel like I need to see some viewer kind of participation on that, because I don't want to stress myself out for nothing. I mean, there's a lot of empty cups up there, but as we return back to the old Grand Kettle's home, I just like to say once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm excited. We will be making a revisit for the DLC, which is entitled The Delicious Last Course. I never realized that that stood for DLC, so that was kind of cute. I just wish I'd clicked with me earlier, but yeah, thank you guys so much. Next time, we'll speak to the Elder Kettleman, and he will tell us what's going on. Yes, we saved everyone from evil, Cuphead.
If I didn't know better, though, I'd say you're still looking for another scrap. Well, am I stopping from becoming a true expert?
I don't know how I did his voice last time, but it hurt my throat. So, yes, repeat your triumph over the devil on Expert. Not happening anytime soon, but thanks a lot, you guys. I appreciate it, and as much as I just love to get the vinyl for this game, I don't know if one such thing exists, but we can just hang out here for a minute. Enjoy yourselves. My name is Ellison Cruz, and I'll see you guys next time for whatever we decide to do. Whether it be Expert mode with Mugman or DLC with the Chalice. We'll see. Good night.